Everybody, I'm here with Peter Martino today discussing being harmed and wanting to sue. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Ahmad?
I'm doing incredible.
Well, I think that you have to understand that litigation is expensive. It is not a trivial game. It is not something to enter into lightly. Um, if you're harmed by means of a personal injury or something like that, and you want to hire a personal injury lawyer who will do it on a contingency, then go do it. That's not the kind of litigation I practice. I practice civil litigation where there are legitimate business disputes. I think you have to be analytical. So I would say there's three things that you have to do. One is be coldly analytical. Erase your emotion from it. I know that's very hard to do. And look at the pros and the cons of entering into litigation. Litigation is distracting. Litigation is expensive, time consuming, and can take a very long time. Are there other ways that you can perhaps recover from the loss that you've had in some manner? That doesn't mean not to sue somebody. Sometimes the best thing to do is to sue them and then put a demand letter out and try to settle things. But it comes to my second point. No matter what you do, talk to a lawyer who you trust. You need to find a lawyer that you trust that can represent your interests, and that lawyer needs to give you not only an analysis of what he or she thinks your recovery might be, but what it's going to cost you, and what it's going to cost you in dollars as well as in time, because there's no litigation that's not time consuming. And then the third thing is you need to do an analysis, and for I don't want to sound like an economics professor in high school or college, but you need to assess the marginal gain versus the marginal risk of litigation. There's always potential gain and there's always potential risk. Do you risk a countersuit against you? Is there some contract that you've signed where there's a fee shifting arrangement where you could be on the hook for not only your own legal fees, but those of the person that you're suing? So these are all factors that you need to look at. And it's very difficult to take the emotion out of litigation when you're the person involved. But you have to be coldly analytical and equate it to dollars and cents and percentage gains and percentage losses. A good lawyer can help you with that. And if you have a situation, I'd love to talk to you about it.
That's awesome. Where can they find you?
You can find me at www.honoslaw.com. That's HONOS law.com. And we have an office in Washington, D.C. We practice law in D.C., New York, and Maryland.
That's amazing. Hey, let me just pause this real quick. Can I include, since your direct line is on your website, can they text you saying, hey, and if you saw this, text me saying I've been harmed and you're in a situation like this, text saying I've been harmed and want to sue, and we'll get back with you immediately. Or what do you think? No?
I don't like that. No. I'll give my email address.
I'm a marketer, so I was just yeah, email address is fine. Should we make them put a certain subject line or no?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Look, if you're okay, so you could just say it actually. Look, I'll say it. If you're in a situation like this, just email peter@honoslaw.com with the subject line, I've been harmed and want to sue. Good?
Sounds good.
Okay. And if you've been in a situation like this, you can email Peter directly at peter@honoslaw.com with the subject line, I've been harmed and want to sue.